Well, folks, the rip your face off rally kept on trucking higher today, and at this point, the indexes are getting dangerously close to all-time highs again after that brutal March washout. Stocks love the softer-than-feared PPI number and the collapse in oil, but under the surface, Bitcoin hesitated right at resistance, and the whole move still felt like one of those headline-sensitive squeezes that can turn fast. In any case, the tape is bullish, and we're seeing some interesting developments in individual stocks. We're going to break this all down, as always, but just remember that none of this is buying or selling advice. Any opinions you hear here are just that. Opinions. We're just calling out what we see happening in the charts as things develop for educational purposes only. So kick back and enjoy today's analysis.
Yeah, I mean, it really is just a massive run. The S&P 500 is less than 0.5% from new all-time highs right now.
Right.
And the sheer momentum is undeniable. I mean, it all revolves around how the market is interpreting that producer price index data.
Right. So the March PPI only rose 0.5%, which was way below the 1.1% consensus. The market treated it like a pressure valve releasing. But wait, looking at the underlying numbers, year-over-year PPI actually accelerated to 4.0%.
Exactly.
And jet fuel alone surged like 30.7%. If jet fuel's up almost 31%, how can the market sustainably celebrate that? Isn't that underlying inflation just going to bleed right into the CPI next month?
See, that's exactly the blind spot traders are ignoring right now. The market is choosing a very selective narrative here.
Very selective.
Yeah, because crude oil futures simultaneously plunged nearly 7% today, and bond yields dropped, so equities just use that as a smokescreen. They're focusing purely on the soft monthly headline.
Yeah, they're trading the immediate relief, not the lagging reality of that jet fuel spike. Hey, don't forget, if you've got a stock you're watching or a question about the markets, let us know in the comments. We want to know what you're tracking to make these videos more relevant if possible, and we'll do our best to talk about what we see in a future episode. And as always, drop a like if you appreciate these market summaries and click subscribe too so you can stay updated.
Absolutely. Now, if you look at individual charts, there is a distinct technical theme forming under this bullish tape. We're seeing these symmetrical triangles everywhere.
Yes. A symmetrical triangle is basically a tug of war, right? Where both buyers and sellers just refuse to give up.
Exactly. It's a standoff.
Yeah. They trap the price in a tighter and tighter range until someone eventually snaps.
Precisely. I mean, the energy has to go somewhere. Take S&P Global Inc., for example. Ticker SPGI lost its tug of war. It rejected hard off its upper resistance trend line.
And then Airbnb, ticker ABNB, is sitting right at that exact same resistance point. It's heavily consolidated and ready for a move.
Right. But when you are trading these tight consolidations, you must use strict stop losses. You have to remove your ego and avoid emotional exits if a breakout turns out to be a fake out. We teach these exact risk management techniques in depth inside Grok Trade's mentorship program, because honestly, knowing when to cut a failed pattern is what actually keeps you in the game long term.
Which is great advice, especially when you consider the massive divergence happening right now. Equities are pushing highs on falling oil, but if we look at the fear gauges, I mean, crypto and precious metals, they're telling a completely different story.
They really are.
Yeah, Bitcoin actually hit that $76,000 target we mentioned yesterday, but then it rejected sharply. It left behind a classic shooting star doji.
It did, yeah. And just to visualize that for everyone, a shooting star doji means buyers tried to push it past 76K, but sellers violently slapped it back down before the close, leaving a long upper wick.
Right, a textbook sign of exhaustion.
Which puts Bitcoin at a critical decision point right now. Will it gather strength to break resistance, or is a near-term pullback starting? But you know, the metals market is even more fascinating. Gold is up 2.23% today, and silver surged over 5.5%.
And they did that despite showing bear flag qualities on the charts, right? Normally, a bear flag is a brief consolidation that breaks downward. Why are they surging and completely invalidating those bearish patterns?
Because physical buyers are hedging against geopolitical risk. They're completely ignoring the technical setups that usually drive short-term paper trading.
Ah, I see.
Yeah, when people are worried about global stability, they don't care about a chart pattern. They just buy gold and silver.
So equities act like inflation is dead, while metals are pricing in a crisis.
Exactly. Which leaves you with one critical question to consider. Can cooler margin data and falling oil truly sustain this equity rally? Or will war-driven inflation and geopolitical uncertainty reassert themselves and derail the momentum entirely?
Have a great rest of the day, and we'll catch you in tomorrow's market summary.